Hi, Bill here. Today I'll be reviewing Transformers Cyberverse Battle for Cybertron Clobber with Energon armour. There it is there. And it's Ultra Class. Ultra Class. Okay, so it's Ultra Class. And there it is there. It's actually just open. It's kind of open packaging. And there's the back of the product shot there. Obviously looking very like lug nut, but it's Clobber function hulking bruiser. I like that. It's a hulking bruiser. That's what it says there. Look, hulking bruiser. Energy and armour. We saw that active in the open packaging. There's Megatron and Starscream and Shockwave. The bottom's got that on it. And that. There's lug nut there. Well, Clobber there. It's just a hover tank, Cybertronian hover tank. And of course it's got that gimmick which is active there. Already shows the gimmick off. Yeah, but there we go. I'll show it again because you haven't seen it in action. But obviously, you know, it does that for the gimmick, but the gimmick's already deployed in the packaging, so there's nothing I can do about that. I'll just have to deploy it and show how it works in stores and all that when I get it out. So, and there's a picture of Clobber there, looking very lug nuttish. So, without further ado, let's get it out of this open packaging and let's see the figure. There's Clobber out of the packaging just now. Of course it comes with instructions, and there she is there. Do articulation, I'll hold up to show you. Of course it looks very lug nut, that's obviously what it's meant to be, but it's a she, and of course it's Decepticon, but in season 3, is it, Cyberverse, she becomes an Autobot. So, I mean, whether Repro Labels comes out with an Autobot that can stick her over that to make her an Autobot, I don't know, but maybe they have or haven't, I don't know. If you want to make her an Autobot, you'd have to see Toy Hacks or Repro Labels for, they might come out with one, or maybe they've got a few more to add to the figure. But it looking really nice. I do like that. It does look like the old style bomber that Lugnut turns into. It has almost the old jet bomber parts on her. It looks as if that part and these parts still looks as if it could turn into an aircraft, although I know it turns into a hover tank, but it still has these parts on it, makes kibble on it that looks as if it still turns into a jet like Lugnut does. Yep, really nice paint. Obviously at the back, it's got the wings, little red tips on it, really nice paint. Arms, also a bit of hollowness there going on, hollow arms, really nice figure. It's got articulation there, ball joint, shoulder ball joint, so it can get in and out like that, up and down, a full rotation, although missing the wings. It can bend at the elbow, it even has a rotational joint at the upper arm. It must be a mushroom peg, and it has a rotational joint, a mushroom peg on the fists as well. It can go right round like that, so that's really cool to hold the gun. Same with the other arm, does the exact same thing. Legs can go in, it's in a ball joint, although it did come off the ball joint earlier. You can kind of sort of get a KO, but you have to turn it at that weird angle. You get a knee, you can tilt the toe. There's no ankle tilt, although it is angled anyway. Like Ultra Magnus, it's kind of angled. Like Siege Ultra Magnus, the feet are kind of angled anyway. But you can get toe articulation up and down like that. That's for transformation purposes. And that's that, and you get a full bend like that, which is pretty cool for her. So yeah, really good articulation. There's even no, there isn't. I thought there was a waist swivel There is a kind of swivel up here when transforming to tank, which is weird. If that swivel was down there, you would have got a waist rotation. But you can't, because you have to lift this up and put it that way to get a waist rotation. See, there's a waist rotation there for transformation purposes, which is weird. You'd have to have it like that to get waist rotation, which is weird. There's a rotational joint there for transforming it to tank, but it's a pity that joint wasn't down there, because then you could have a waist rotation. But it is what it is. It's weird. It's weird. There's a waist rotational joint there and for tank mode, but there isn't for robot mode. It's weird. But there is a rotational joint there, but it's just not obviously comes into use when in robot mode, which is weird. I like these little bits there. They almost look like airplane parts as well, and of course the vents. So yeah, and the stripes, the kind of hazard stripes on it as well is really nice, and the little green parts as well, and of course the kind of false cockpit, jet mode cockpit there on the chest. It's really nice. So yes, oh, the gimmick. Now there's two ways you can do the gimmick. You can put this is for tank mode anyway. You can put that on there to deploy it, I think. What way is it supposed to go in? It's supposed to go in one way to deploy it. If I can, I'm not sure. Yeah, and it opens up like that and it comes out like that. But the easiest way, I'll show it again, you just fold it away like this when you're folding it away, and it lives in there like that. So it lives in there, you just close it up. It's that little, where my finger is, that little button there. Have it there and it will deploy. Okay, we'll do it again. It lives in there. It's a bit of a pain to put away, but I'll try it with it at the front, okay? And if I can have it focused in. So there it is. So there it is. It's kind of doesn't work very well, but it does come out, and it just covers over that and covers over to give that energon type, green energon glow type effect. I don't understand it. It's some sort of chest weapon. It's some sort of armor, glowing red, green energon armor. So weird. There's a range of figures that come out with that sort of gimmick, but it does kind of hold in there. It doesn't. Some of them are more hair trigger than others. This one holds in all right. You know, you can bang it like that, and it won't. See, I'm not touching the back of it to hold it closed. You can bang it like that, and it won't deploy. Some of them are real hair trigger, and they'll just deploy it. But this one's not so bad, or at least my copy isn't so bad. So, right, now we'll do size comparison. Here's Siege stroke Earthrise Leader Class Astrotrain. So it's slightly, Astrotrain's slightly taller than Lugnut, who is it Ultra Class? Can't remember what size it was. It was said it on the box. Whatever it was that I said earlier. Clearly that it ends up being shorter than Siege Earthrise Leader. I'm surprised it didn't say in the instructions what class size it is. I thought it would. But anyway, whatever it was, I said earlier in the video in the box, that's what size it is. So it obviously works out shorter, just slightly shorter than a Leader of Siege and Earthrise. So there we go. So that's size comparison. Let's get into transformation, shall we? So first what you do is lift this up like that. Then what you want to do is have them down there like this. Have them down there like this. You don't lower these arm sections yet. Then what you want to do is you lower that up like that, have them like this, lower these feet down. They do tab in, there's a tab inside there, and there's a slot there, there's a tab and a slot. It just soft tabs into that anyway. But you just push them in as far as you can, and it'll just slot into, the tab will just slot into this. The tab will just slot in, so you can't push it any further, so just push it back as far as it can with the feet. Right, and then you have this weird waist rotational joint I was talking about. So you just rotate it like this, and there's tabs there and there's slots there. So you just, and you tab it, the feet together like this, like that. Just tab it in, and then you just lower it onto with the chest section, the chest kibble, and it just goes in there, and it should all, if it lines up, if everything lines up properly, it should just, everything should just tab in. Well, well, on camera it never does, but when it behaves, there we go, that's it. It's tabbed in there, you heard it click in. So you just tab that on. Now what you do is you lower this section. You lower this section, but you don't lower it totally. And let me see how you do this. You've got to know which way the fists go. They go a certain way. You rotate the fists. You rotate the claws, sorry. And now when you're lowering this, you have it lowered there, and there's a tab there and a slot in there. Where my finger is, see, there's a slot there and there's a tab on there. So you just line it up and tab it in. And same with the other side. You just lower this shoulder section right down. You rotate the claw and you just line it up to tab it in. And when it tabs in, that's you. And nearly there. And of course you put the gun on. You have the gun with the peg facing up the way. So you just clip it in there, and there's her in a tank mode. So there she is in a tank mode. There's nothing underneath, there's no rolly wheels or nothing, she just sits there, and that's her in a tank mode. Okay, so that's about it. I could put Astrotrain in shuttle mode and show you against it. Hold on. So here's it with Siege Astrotrain in his shuttle mode. There you go, next to the tank. Give you some sort of size comparison. Okay, so quickly get it back to robot mode. I can actually do this on screen because it's very simple steps. So this is the first time, it's rare times I just do these on screen. So just take that off, unpeg them, move them back up, unhook the legs, that weird waist rotation joint, just move it back that way, unpeg the feet, bring the feet back up like this, lower this section into place, lower the head, move the arms down like that, rotate the claws into that position, and rotate the claw into that position, bend the arm, move it up a wee bit like that, and there's Clobber back in her robot mode, and give her the gun. Now I don't think there's any other place you can store the gun. The gun does go up here, but it's really for tank mode, and I think if you put it there, it will just deploy that gimmick, which is annoying. I'll put it in there. You can have it like that. It looks stupid, but you can do that. that's where it goes for tank mode, but I don't think there's any place else on it that you can put the gun really. I don't know if you can, I mean I thought there'd be a hole in the side or something else on it that you could tab the gun into, but I'm not really seeing it any place else. I thought you could have it over the shoulder or storage in the back or something like that, but no, the only place you can put the gun really is just in a claw like that. That's it. So there we go. So that has been, I'll try and get the name of that, what it is, give me a sec. So that has been Transformers Cyberverse Ultra Class. It's Ultra Class. Ultra Class. Clobber. Like I said, I'm going to hopefully get RC. That's coming up this coming month in August. I don't know when in August. I know it's already out. There's reviews of it out just now, but that's other countries. It'll be out in bricks and mortar stores in those other countries just now, or they've ordered it online. That's how you're seeing reviews for it. But in the UK, it's not out in bricks and mortar stores yet. Like I got this from Smith's Toys. It's been out a while. I'm just picked it up late. And RC's not out there yet, Cyberverse. So hopefully that's the one I want. I know the Earthrise one, they're both shell formers, and you can see most of the robot mode underneath the vehicle. They're both similar. And I know the backpack for the vehicle can come off with the Earthrise one, but I just like the look of the Cyberverse one. So I'll probably just get that. I know the backpack can't come off in the Cyberverse one, but in the Earthrise one it can, but I'm just going to get that, and after that it'll be the crossover Transformers. So, you know, it'll be Maverick, Top Gun, and Back to the Future. It'll be the DeLorean in October. So that is what's happening. Oh, it's a slight change to what I said last time. I just spotted this the day there, and I decided to get it, and it was the only one they had in actually, and I've always wanted Clobber, but it's a pity there wasn't a more articulated one. I mean, it is really good articulation on for a thing like this, you know, with that silly gimmick, but it's just a pity that weird waist rotation is where it is and not actually where the waist is in the robot mode. That's a little nitpick, but that's all I've got to say on that. So that's me. I don't know how long this video is. Give me a minute. 17. So I better not keep you any longer. That's it. So Smith's Toys, but it's been out for a while. Most of you probably picked it up if you want it, and those that don't haven't. So don't want it haven't. But it was one I've always in the back of my mind wanted, and I'm glad I got it in the end. It really is nice, and it does give that false impression that it turns into a jet like Lugnut does, because it has these kind of jet kibble parts all over it, but it really turns into a tank, as we know, a hover tank. But there we go. So that's it till RC comes out in August, whenever that is. I don't know if it's the beginning, the middle, or the end. I don't know. You'll see when the video goes up. Oh, of course, you won't get notifications because of copper. You won't get notifications, you know, because it's made for kids, and it switches some of those features off. So you'll just have to check manually when it goes up over the course of August, when my Cyberverse RC video review goes up. So you just have to wait till then. Okay, right. You might have a rough idea if you're in the UK, and check when roughly you're seeing people in the UK getting it, and when they're usually toy sightings pages on some forums and Transformers websites give you a rough idea of when they're spotting them in the UK. So you get a rough idea from that when my video review is likely to happen. So you maybe want to check there. If you're UK based, if you're not, it's not going to make. You can still check the UK, you know, page on these sites. It's up to you, but it gives you a rough idea. So that's me Okay, this is almost 20 minutes long. I better go now. So thank you until I see you for the Cyberverse RC review. I'll see you then soon. Bye for now. Bye.